Many people are talking about the way Meghan Markle is raising her children. They are saying she is using them to help her business. It feels like she is treating her kids like they are part of a big store. She is carefully choosing what photos the world can see of Archie and Lilibet. Most of the time, the photos are very blurry or the kids are looking away so you cannot see their faces. People think she does this on purpose. They think she wants to make people curious so they will want to see more. It is like she is the manager of a big brand instead of just being a normal mom. This makes the royal family in England feel very nervous and upset. They believe that children should be allowed to just be kids. They think childhood should be about playing and having fun, not being tools used to make money or become famous on the internet. Princess Anne is a very tough and brave lady. She has worked very hard for the royal family for many years. She finally decided that she had seen enough and that things had gone too far. She decided to draw a line in the sand. This means she made a very big rule that nobody is allowed to break. She is standing up for Lilibet because she is worried about her. Anne is a very protective person when it comes to her family and her history. When she sees something that she thinks is wrong, she always speaks up. She is one of the most important people among the Windsors. She wants to make sure that Lilibet is treated like a real little girl, not just a face on a screen to help a company. In the early part of the year 2026, a very serious meeting happened behind the heavy doors of Buckingham Palace. It was not a normal meeting about work or schedules. It was a crisis meeting. King Charles was there in person. He did not just send a message or talk on the telephone. He was there because he has a heavy weight in his heart for his grandchildren. Prince William and Duchess Sophie were there too. They all sat in a big room with very old paintings on the walls. They even brought in special doctors and experts from outside the palace. These were people who know a lot about how children feel and what they need to stay happy. They stayed in that room for a very long time talking about Archie and Lilibet. The palace told the world that they were very worried about the kids. They used a very strong word called commodify. This is a big word for a child, but it means treating a person like a toy you would find in a shop. They were telling Meghan that she was treating her children like products for her business. This was a very loud and clear warning. The royal family had stayed quiet for a long time because they didn't want to get into trouble with Harry and Meghan. But now they felt they had to act to save the children. They felt that enough was enough. They wanted to protect Archie and Lilibet from being used for fame and money. The people at the palace looked closely at Lilibet's daily life. It was not like the life of other 6-year-olds. Her life was full of very hard work. On some days, she had to film videos for her mom's business. On other days, she had to practice her voice for recording books. Even on the weekends, she was very busy. She had to open toys for cameras and talk to people on the internet. Most kids her age are at school playing tag with their friends or learning how to read books. But Lilibet was working like a grown-up woman. She didn't have much time to just be a little girl and play in the grass. This made the family in England feel very sad for her. In just 3 months, this little girl worked for almost 200 hours. That is a very long time for a small child. It is like a grown person working a full-time job for many, many weeks. Lilibet is still a very little girl. She is just starting to learn about the world. Many people were very upset and angry when they heard about these hours. They thought it was not fair to make a child work that much. Children need time to rest, sleep, and grow. They should not have to worry about a business schedule or a brand. They should be allowed to have a childhood that is slow and happy. There were people who worked with Meghan and Harry who saw very sad things. One person said they saw Lilibet crying for a long time. She had forgotten a line she was supposed to say for a video and she felt very bad about it. She was only 6 years old and she was very scared. But instead of getting a warm hug or a kind word, she was told she needed to be resilient. This means she was told to be tough and keep going even though she was sad. That is a very hard thing for a little child to hear. It made people feel like her feelings did not matter as much as the business did. Another story says that Meghan was very strict with her daughter during filming. When the cameras had problems, Meghan got very frustrated and angry. She told Lilibet that she had to show up and do her job every single time. She said there were no exceptions for being tired or sad. She was talking to her daughter like she was an employee at an office. This was not a kind mom helping her child learn. It was a businesswoman talking to someone who worked for her. It showed that Meghan saw her child as a part of her brand infrastructure. This made the Windsors in England feel very unhappy and concerned for the girl's heart. A special doctor who helps children sat down to talk with Lilibet. What the little girl said to the doctor was very, very sad. She said, "I want to go where I don't have to smile every time." She also said that she wanted to be with her brother Archie. She was not asking for new toys or sweet candy. She was asking for the chance to stop acting for the cameras. She wanted to be able to have her own real feelings without everyone watching her. This report made everyone at the palace go very silent. They felt a deep sadness for the little girl who felt she had to hide her true feelings to make her mom happy. When Prince William heard what Lilibet had said to the doctor, he was very mad. He said that a 6-year-old child should never be this tired or exhausted. He called it exploitation, which is a word for using someone in a way that is mean and wrong. William knows exactly what it is like to have the whole world watching you. He grew up as a royal prince with cameras everywhere, but he said that what was happening to Lilibet was not a real or healthy childhood. He felt a big line had been crossed. He believed that no child should ever have to work to support a parent's business or brand. Archie is 7 years old now, but nobody has seen him for a very long time. He has not been in any new photos or at any family events for over a year. While Lilibet is always on the camera for the brand, Archie is hidden. Information from his school says he is missing many days of class. When he is at school, he is very quiet and shy. He does not play with the other children very much. This is a very big worry for the king and the rest of the family. They want to know if he is okay. They wonder why he is being kept away from everyone and why he seems so unhappy and alone. Prince Harry has written down that Archie is very afraid of cameras. The little boy gets very nervous and shaky when filming equipment is brought into the house. He has learned to think that cameras mean stress and bad things. Whenever the house is busy with people filming for the brand, Archie tries to hide. He wants to be very small so that nobody notices him. This is a big warning sign that something is not right. A child should not be afraid of having their picture taken by their family. It shows that the world of fame and brands has been very hard on his little heart. Duchess Sophie said that Archie's absence is a silence that screams. This means that even though he is not there, the fact that he is missing tells a very big and loud story. She said he might be emotionally orphaned. This is a very sad thing to say about a child. It means that even though he has a mom and a dad, he might feel all alone in the world. He is caught in the middle of a big family fight and a big business. He might feel like nobody is really looking at him or listening to what he needs. It is a very heartbreaking way for a 7-year-old boy to live his life. Lilibet was taken out of a very good school in the city of Los Angeles. Meghan said she took her out because the school was too strict and didn't let her be free. But the school sent a report saying that Lilibet was missing way too many days of school. They were worried that she was not learning the things she needed to know for her age. They also thought she needed a special doctor to check on her heart and her mind. This shows that the teachers were very concerned about the little girl. They didn't think her life at home was helping her to grow up in a healthy way. The palace found out that Lilibet has her name on 10 different business contracts. These are papers that say she is part of selling clothes, skincare, and toys. She is only 6 years old and she cannot even write her own name with a pen yet, but she is already part of 10 big business deals. When Meghan was asked about this, she said her daughter was just creating and being an artist. But many people think that is just a fancy word for working. They do not think a first-grade child should be part of so many commercial deals. They think she should be learning her ABCs and playing with her friends instead. In a move that surprised the whole world, Prince Harry went to court in Los Angeles. He asked for full custody of his children. He did not tell Meghan he was going to do this beforehand. He wants the children to live with him so he can keep them safe and away from the cameras. He said that the way they are being raised right now is causing them trauma. This is a word for deep hurt that stays in a person's heart for a long time. He wants them to have a normal, quiet life together in England. He wants them to be able to play in the garden without anyone filming them for money. Meghan fought back against Harry in the court. She said that Lilibet has career systems in California that are very important. She used the word career to describe the life of a 6-year-old girl. This made the royal family in England very angry and upset. They believe that a 6-year-old should be playing with dolls and running around with friends, not having a career. It showed them that Meghan sees her daughter as a business asset. She did not want to move the girl because it would hurt her brand and her money. This made the Windsors feel that the children were not being put first. Meghan held a big meeting on the internet to talk to the world and defend herself. She said her daughter was being empowered, which means being given strength and power. She said she was only helping her daughter use the special gifts she was born with. She called Harry regressive, which is a word for someone who is stuck in the past and doesn't want to change. She tried to make herself look like a very modern and good mom. But many people thought she was just trying to make herself look like a star again. They didn't think her words matched the sad things the children were saying. Meghan said that Lilibet was her second chance to get her own life right. This was a very revealing thing to say to everyone. It made people think that Meghan was using her daughter to fix the things she didn't like about her own past. One person at the palace said, "You don't heal your own childhood by hijacking your child's future. This means you should not use your kids to make up for things you missed when you were a little girl." Lilibet should be allowed to have her own future and her own dreams, not just be a way for her mom to feel better about herself. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, wants to help the family. She's a very kind and caring person who loves children. She wants to have a big family meeting called the Windsor Reset at a big castle. She wants it to be just the family members. No lawyers, no reporters, and no cameras would be allowed in the room. She wants everyone to sit down and talk honestly about what is truly best for Archie and Lilibet. She is hoping that they can find a way to be a real family again. She cares about the children's happiness much more than she cares about the news or the drama. Catherine wrote a letter to Meghan by her own hand. She wrote it with a pen because she wanted it to be very personal and kind. She said, "Lilibet is not a brand, she is a child and this stops today." She also told Meghan that the children should feel loved before they feel watched. This means that being loved by their family is much more important than being seen by people on the internet. Catherine is trying to be a friend and a helper. She wants the children to find a way to have a happy and normal childhood where they feel safe and not like they are always being looked at. King Charles has made a very big and final decision. He will not let his grandchildren be used for business. He saw how hard and sad things were for Harry and William when they were young and the cameras followed them everywhere. He does not want the same thing to happen to Archie and Lilibet. If Meghan does not change the way she is raising the children, the king might take away her royal titles and her links to the family. He is making it very clear that the family and the children come first. He is ready to act to make sure that the youngest Windsors are protected from the world of fame. Princess Anne said that children need to be protected from adult purposes. This means that kids should not have to carry the heavy weight of grown-up jobs or ambitions. They should just be allowed to be little and play and learn about the world. The whole family in England is watching and waiting to see what happens next. They are hoping for a happy ending for the children. Archie and Lilibet deserve to have a childhood that is full of love, safety, and fun. They should not have to worry about work or fame. The Crown is going to do everything it can to make sure the children are finally put first.